Look at that. That is absolutely disgusting. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's episode, what we're going to do is we're going to detail the interior of the Mercedes. So I'll link the previous video where we detail the outside of the car in the description down below. But without further ado, let's take a look and see just how dirty this interior is. But this one has got probably the best part, 16 years worth of just general grime on everything. Steering wheel looks particularly dirty. And obviously you saw the doors and stuff. It's just a bit of a mess. So with that, first thing you always do when you're detailing a car, or cleaning a car actually, I won't even use the word detailing, just cleaning a car. Get the floor mats out, give the entire car a hoover, and then take it from there and see how bad the damage is after that. Right, so the carpets have been hoovered, the floor mats have been hoovered using this end on the vacuum. And the reason why I want to use this end for this type of thing is those carpets are quite tough. It's also really good for getting in gaps like this and right the way down the sides, on both sides. But when it comes to things like leather seats, the last thing you want to do is have something that's as sharp, well, it's not sharp, but it's not great. You don't want to rub that up against leather, because it's just not going to end well eventually. And you also don't want to use it against plastic on plastic, things like the dash. So what I have instead is I have soft bristles on the end of an attachment for the vacuum cleaner. So I'm going to use that. What you can use as well is you can use a soft bristle brush. I've actually seen people also using paint brushes, as long as the bristles are soft enough. And what the bristles are going to do an absolutely immense job at getting in all these gaps like this, all the nooks and crannies and all this type of thing. So I find this type of attachment way faster than using a bristle brush. But that's just me personally, like I say. I just think this is an awesome little tool. So with that, let's get on and clean up some of this mess. Right, so now that everything's been hoovered, doors have been hoovered, seats have been hoovered, everything's been hoovered to lift off all the really loose dirt. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go at the carpets properly now and get as much of the dirt out as we can before we do any kind of extraction. Right, so with all the carpets now brushed, what we're going to do next, we're going to clean up these very dirty floor mats. And what we're going to use for it is a combination of the Spot Clean Pro by Bissell, which is awesome, some fabric cleaner, I call it seat cleaner, and a drill brush. Now if you want one of these, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. They're absolutely phenomenal little things. I can't rate this thing highly enough. It's awesome. I think it was only like 90 quid. And you get different size heads for it, so you can get into smaller gaps and also much bigger sections of your car. Honestly, you need one of these things. Watch and see how this thing works. It's just amazing. Right, so for the rest of the carpets inside the car, they're not actually in that bad a state. The actual carpet themselves, they're in quite good nick because they've always had car mats down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on, you see all the staining? I'm going to focus on the staining just on itself, not bother with the rest of the carpets. Because you don't really want to, in my opinion, and it is only my opinion, there's no point in soaking all of the interior of your car if you don't need to, especially if you're going to use it at some point in the next couple of days. So I'm just going to focus on the spots and remove all them. Because like I say, the main carpets themselves, they're in quite good nick. So let's get on with that. Right, so that's all the marks on the carpets removed. So they're looking good now. And what we're going to do next is we're going to move on to all the plastics, and then we're going to do the leather, all the leather seats, the door cards, so on and so forth. But before we do that, check this out. Look at that. That is absolutely disgusting. And that's just the carpets. Ugh. Right, dispose of that safely, and then we'll crack on with the leather and the plastics. Look at the difference. That is awesome. Well, she's coming along nicely, ladies and gentlemen. She is coming along nicely. So, what we need to do now is we need to protect all of the plastics in the car. So I've got a choice. Meguiar's Ultimate Interior Detailer, which I very highly rate, or the 303. Now, I do love the 303 protectant. It's probably my favourite. But I think today I'm going to go with the interior detailing by Meguiar's. So let's get all the plastics in the car nice and protected and looking great, and then we'll move on to some leather balm for all the leather in the car. So at this point in the video, I'm going to apologise. The SD card in the camera that I was using to capture all the footage of leather balming the seats, the SD card was full and I didn't notice, which is kind of upsetting. But that's the car now finished. It's looking pretty good. It's looking considerably better than it did before. There's a few wee bits I've missed. There's a mark down there I can see on the camera just now that I've missed, but I'll go back and touch them up in a minute. But other than that, the car's looking pretty spectacular. And I've got a question for you guys that I know somebody out there will know the answer to. How do I go about getting plastic on plastic off like that? And if somebody can give me the answer to that question, that'd be awesome, because there's a few marks in this car in the interior that I cannot remove, and it's driving me nuts. So if anybody's got any suggestions, leave them down below in the comments. That'd be awesome. And if you're still watching the video at this point, I will give you a wee teaser as to what's coming up in the next couple of... Oh, that's enough right there. So yeah, with that guys, I hope you're keeping well, hope you're keeping safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.